Holy cow, I do not know about you guys, but this West Coast storm is kicking my butt right now. What's up guys, my name is Mateo Hall, and today is day 3 of the 12 days of uploading. I'm not really calling it Vlogmas because this doesn't count as vlogging. I'm just sitting in my room with my little Bob Ross painting behind me, and I'm talking to the camera and telling you guys how I kind of sold out of some of my stock positions today, not today, but even after the Fed said how interest rates aren't going to be increasing and we decided to turn green today. So let's talk about that for a minute. If you haven't already, remember to leave a like and subscribe on the video. It really helps out the channel a lot and encourages me to continue these 3 days of uploading. Wow, it's going to be really tough, but I think we can do it. So what's happening with my investment portfolio? Well, one of two things. One, I'm a paper-handed weenie baby who decided to sell out because, stocks only go up, and the second I saw red, I decided to jump out of it like that. Or number 2, I'm using this portfolio as to its actual purpose, which is to conserve and grow my wealth better than just a standard savings account. You see, I'm not using my $20,000 in my investments right now in order to actually grow my wealth. This isn't the money that I plan on retiring with. Originally, that money is supposed to be a down payment for a house, which I'm going to be planning on buying in the next year or so. But right now, I have to use it in order to actually, keep this roof over my head, because there were a lot more setup fees and everything that I didn't really quite expect when moving into a new place. So yes, all the headlines are true. I moved out $3,000 over the past 2 months from my investment portfolio to my personal savings and checkings account, just in order to pay off some of my cards, because I pay everything on credit card in order to get the 2% off discount literally everywhere I go. A quick little tangent, but I'm actually gonna be paying my rent on a credit card, even though they charge an extra 2.5% fee. The reason being, I'm gonna be doing this on my custom cash card, which is giving me 5% back on the biggest transaction in that month. So I'm getting 5% back in order to pay 2.5% extra, which effectively is making me 2.5% on that transaction. So am I going to stop investing? No. If I had the money right now, I would actually still be continuing to buy the dip in this moment. Well, it's not much of a dip anymore today. We did end up the day green. My portfolio was up 1.4%. But unfortunately right now, I don't really have the cash to be investing. Quite frankly, I ran really short of my goal of a couple thousand, tens of thousands of dollars at the new year in order to be in my investment portfolio, but that's okay. Why'd we set the goals? In order to reach for something higher than what we thought was possible and continue pushing on forward. So what's the move now? The Federal Reserve finally spoke, and if I had the money to, what would I be investing in? Honestly, I'm sorry the answer is boring, but I'm gonna keep dollar cost averaging into my VTI, VOO, and VTX. The Vanguard Total Stock Market Index funds are absolutely amazing for someone that's just getting started investing, or even those that want to have a little bit more of a passive hands-off approach. I'm still diamond handing AT&T down at almost $22 now. Honestly, I'm probably going to be selling some options on it just in order to be getting a little bit of... I have about 100 shares. They're just split across a couple different brokerages, so we'll dollar cost average down a little bit and sell some high puts out there that are not going to get executed, hopefully. So even with the mother of all bubbles, as some headlines are claiming that we're in, I'm still not selling for the sheer fact that I think that we're overpriced. I'm selling in order to get myself a little bit more of a heavy cash position as I'm preparing for Q1 of 2022. Because I'll be honest, I need the cash to stay afloat right now because real estate is slowing down in my market right now. Although I'm set up to make it hopefully a pretty penny in the first quarter of 2022. We have a couple of deals that we're really focusing on. I just did something today, sending down a referral to the Sacramento area. So we'll see where things end up going with that. In other news with my investments, I've also moved all of my money from Webull over towards Public. So I'm no longer using Webull. I know that it was a really user-friendly interface, but I like Public more. I want to be supporting that platform a bit more. So if you want to check in the description down below, there'll be a link for my Public profile. I'm going to be getting rid of my Webull referral links because I'm closing that account up in 2021. Now, I personally do not have anything against Webull, just my personal preference. I didn't really like the user interface. I noticed that I was using most of my money on Robinhood at the time, and I want to start transferring most of that over towards Public. Again, while investing, you should never have all of your eggs in one basket, whether that be one stock, one industry, or even one brokerage. Luckily enough, I was able to use this opportunity to liquidate some of my gains from Webull. I am going to be paying some long-term capital gains on that, which hopefully, I'm not sure how my taxes are going to look at the end of this year, will be either 10% or 0%, so that will be good news. But I used that opportunity to take some of the cash that I had in that account and actually put it towards my bills. Again, this was not a long-term investment play that I was using. The reason that I had my money in this investment account was to grow my wealth higher than I would in a standard savings account. I don't want to be settling for a measly 0.5% when the S&P 500 was up over 20% this year. That is really the important thing, is that you have a job for your money no matter where you put it. You have a portion of your portfolio, hey, this is set aside for retirement and I'm not going to touch this, and you don't touch this. Or another portion of your portfolio, hey, I'm going to use this money to trade. If I lose $1,000, it'll suck, but this is the money that I decided if I lose it, it's okay. I'm trading. This is my fun money. And then you have what I was using. This is my savings account. I plan on holding this in here for maybe a year to 3 years while I'm getting ready to buy a property. Until then, I'll enjoy the little bit of growth that it's able to give me. And I'm happy with that. I feel like there's this great pressure on, especially newer investors, that you have to be buying into the stock and holding and holding and holding and never sell, because that's what the Wall Street bets movement has been pushing. And it's what a lot of people know right now, when in reality, you should know when you should sell, because it's really important not to catch yourself holding bags when suddenly, hey, your stock has suddenly dropped 20% and everyone else has moved out of it and you're still stuck with it. Which honestly might be what I'm doing with AT&T right now. I grabbed onto it for the dividend and I haven't been watching it too closely, and unfortunately, I'm down a pretty significant portion on it. I'm going to be doing the math later tonight to see exactly where my portfolio is standing on there, of how much money I've pulled out of it versus my unrealized losses on there. Hopefully the dividend's able to make up for it, but we don't really know what's going to end up happening there after the stock splits into 2 new companies. Who knows, maybe at this rate I should just sell it all and YOLO it into, what's the newest? Shiba coin? Inu coin? I know Dogecoin's old news. Bitcoin, you're pretty much ancient if you're still investing in that. I mean, maybe it's time I start dabbling in cryptocurrency a little bit. But that's going to be it for this episode. Remember to check the description down below. There's a free $50 gift card just for signing up for Discover, and you get several 3 stocks, up to 3 different stocks with all the different platforms that I have down there right now, just for signing up and making accounts. Do you want to make $40 an hour? It sounds pretty good to me. I'll see you next time for day 4 of the 4 days uploading until we continue our financial journey.